What up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the Hot Corner. I'm Dorian Zavala, and of course, always joined by Matt Weiner and the return of Rafa Valencia. What up, guys?
So,
So, man,
So, again, let's get right into it. Matt, lead us off with the idiot of the week.
yeah. So, idiot of the week is actually a really personal one. It's from yours truly. So, this is like the first time I've ever had to buy Halloween candy. So, I did it like super last. So, I was working Saturday night. So, I was doing it like super last minute and just went to Walmart, grabbed the first bag of candy I saw. Like, had no idea how big it was. This thing cost $20. $20. It was 250 pieces of candy. I had no idea like how much candy that actually was. And when I go up to the cashier to pay, I'm like, there's no way that this costs that much. Like I was in shock. Like I truly was in shock. It was the worst $20 I've ever spent because brought it out there for the kids. Like left my apartment at like maybe 4:30 to do to go to my job, and like came back and there was like maybe kids took like half a handful. So then it just ended up me like eating, like coming back. It was like 10 o'clock. I was super tired. So I just had like more candy than I like to admit. Like I've never had that much, just like little fun sized pieces of like Kit Kats, Milk Duds, and like Reese's peanut butter cups. So there goes another week of not having abs. So it'd be the week goes to me.
Homeboy got chocolate. And
I really hate kids now. I hate these apartment kids. Never had a problem with them before. Like you'll probably hear them at some point, just making noise outside. But now I officially have a beef with them.
Rafa, you want to go?
so my idiot of the week is gonna go to Javon Wims with his altercation. We all saw it. I don't know, for some reason why football players think it's smart to punch someone like while they're wearing a helmet. So that has to be my idiot of the week. I didn't get to see the full altercation. I know Matt, you have a better understanding of it. I don't know if you want to explain it real quick.
Yeah, I'll give a quick little rundown. So pretty much like before that play, Gardner Johnson takes Javon Wims' mouthpiece, just snatches it right out his mouth. Like it was a Aqib Talib chain. Aqib Talib trying to snatch Michael Crabtree's chain. So that whole debacle goes down, or that little thing goes down. And then next play, obviously we see there's like a mouthpiece on the field because like Javon Wims can't grab his mouthpiece because it was like right before another play was about to happen. So there's a point where the offensive lineman I don't know if it was either like the right guard or the right tackle, but he sees like the orange mouthpiece and just throws it and just chucks it like 15 yards back. So it's just you see the mouthpiece, and then they actually had like a false start or a holding penalty. So then they're like removed from the mouth, so they're actually closer to the mouthpiece than they were before because they had to go back. So it was a lot. It was a lot. It was.
What I'm confused about, if it was a lineman that threw the mouthpiece, 15 chucked it out, why did he attack a cornerback?
Oh no, he was just doing it to get rid of the mouthpiece. It was like right in front of him.
Yeah,
like the offensive lineman on the Bears had nothing. Like he just didn't want a mouthpiece, like a gross mouthpiece, in front of him.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, man. Well, for me, my idiot of the week is the Chargers coaching staff, man. It's Anthony Lynn and all the guys under him. I mean, it's a travesty, bro. This kid is playing lights out. Their record should not be 1-5, but here we are. 1-5.
What's the record? 7
or 1-6, something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's bad, dude. And the fact that, I mean, you got to respect Anthony Lynn though, because he went up there and he's like, yo, I get it. Like, yeah, my job is on. I figured that my job is on the line, but I can't be worrying about that because if I worry about that, then this is just gonna get worse. But I mean, it's the Chargers. It's the Schottenheimer curse. They haven't done anything since they got rid of Schottenheimer after going 14-2. I don't know, man, but something's got to change. I like Anthony Lynn. I think he's a great coach, but I think he might be better off being a coordinator, maybe an offense or defensive coordinator, than being a head coach, because being a head coach means you got to have not only your team on point and prepared for games, but you also got to have your coaching staff prepared and doing that. And it's not working out. Defensive play calls are horrendous. Their timeout usage is horrendous as well. It's just bad all around. And to continue to let the kid be coached in that type of environment where everything's just turning bad, it's not a good thing for him, especially when you see what he's doing.
Mhm.
What's I mean, he's lighting it up, bro. Honestly,
Records.
I did not think he was anywhere near the number one pick, but the way he's playing right now, bro, he's playing better than Joe Burrow. He really is. If you look at it, he really is playing a lot better than Joe Burrow. But I mean, it's just it's bad. It's all bad. But what can you say? It's Chargers, right? I mean, it's. What do you guys think?
Like I said, Chargers are gonna be Chargers, dude. You can put anybody in the offense, but in my opinion, I feel like it's the defense that is just. I don't know if they're stepping their foot off the gas and then just letting teams come back, because that's exactly what's been going on.
I never thought Derwin James would be this much of a factor in their defense, but my God, it looks like they really, really need Derwin James in that defense, because they are nothing without him. They're absolutely nothing. And it's sad for the Charger fans too. And I feel for them. I got a lot of family members who are Charger fans, and they're the only team that are 0-4 this year, losing 20-point leads. The only team. Everybody else, the stat that I was looking at, and I have it right here, everybody else is 24-1. That means on just another team has lost the game by leading by 20. All the other times, it's the Chargers.
Yep.
It's unbelievable. This is messed up. And I hope for Justin Herbert and Eckler and all the guys, because they have a squad, bro. They have a squad.
Like I said, dude, it's not their offense, dude. It's their defense.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I saw just one conspiracy theory about Anthony Lynn. I think I'm pretty sure he thinks that timeouts carry over into the next game. They ended that. If you saw it, so like obviously Chargers score on the 1 yard line, so it's 30-30, and he has 2 timeouts. Like, why are you not trying to ice the kicker at least? Like, what's the worst? Okay, worst thing that happens, he makes the kick. Like, there's nothing. There's no lose. There's no lose. So that's kind of the knee jerk with that. And then also something we haven't really brought up yet is the Desmond King being traded for a 6th round pick. Like, you couldn't get.
That's throwing in the towel. As soon as I saw that, sorry to interrupt you. As soon as I saw that, I was like, they threw in the towel. It's over. It's over. They're not even gonna try.
But
Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's just so frustrating because like looking at their defense, Joey Bosa is a legitimate top 5 defensive end or defensive lineman in the NFL. So they have so it's just so frustrating. It's like, okay, you have pieces. You have Melvin Ingram. Like at one point we had one of the better secondaries, or like last year, a couple years before that, we had one of the better secondaries. So it is frustrating, like how none of it is translating.
Yeah, Melvin Ingram needs to stay healthy, bro. The dude is health-wise, he's inconsistent, but when he's on there and he's a beast. But it's just he needs to stay healthy. So, all right. So moving on from our idiot of the week, we had some pretty big fights this weekend. Rafa, you want to take us in?
So we actually did have some pretty good fights this weekend. We had Santa Ana's very own Alexis Rocha fighting a very, very good undefeated prospect as well, Rashid Speedy Ellis. And unfortunately, Alexis did not get the victory. But it was in the beginning. It was a very competitive fight, but I felt like fatigue was a factor at the end for Alexis Rocha. But I feel like, like just like his brother Ronnie, I feel like he'll bounce back. He'll bounce back stronger. And then for the pay-per-view fight that we had this weekend was Javonte Davis and Leo Santa Cruz. We all know, Dorian, Leo Santa Cruz, invites us to his gym and stuff. So
Yeah.
Very cool with them. Very humble guy. Unfortunately, like the fight was very action packed. It was every
Right.
round
Right.
was action packed, going back and forth. I actually had um, actually had Leo winning 3 rounds to 2 going into the 6th round, and unfortunately for Leo, he got caught with that
Yeah.
devastating uppercut, and he just got put to sleep.
It was the most
Yeah.
beautiful, devastating uppercut I've ever seen. But go ahead.
Yeah. So yeah, unfortunately that happened. Respects to Davis. He's a very strong fighter, very very quick, very strong. Respect to Leo, um, for stepping up and fighting someone that no one really wants to fight at this point.
Right.
So yes, I don't know if you guys saw the fight. What is your take on that fight?
I saw the fight and like truly to his game, he stuck to it. Leo, as we know, he is a thrower. He goes in there and he fights. True Mexican warrior spirit. Uh, it's just he just got caught with a beautiful uppercut. That's all it was. I mean, and props to him. He stepped up. I don't know. You might know more about it, Rafa, but he stepped up weight, right? How many weight classes did he go up, or how many pounds?
Well, he's a 126er, so he's a featherweight. And he did move up to 130, and he did claim his 4th world title at 130 at super feather. So they were fighting at 130, which is not which is that's where Javonte started. So Javonte went down to fight Leo, but like I said, you lose. I feel like you lose power as you move up. Then than it is for a fighter to lose power as he goes down.
Right.
So
Okay.
Javonte, he's not gonna lose his power going down 130. He's gonna have his power.
Right.
But like you said, Leo, I feel like he was really working the way he should have. He was
He
using
was.
a lot of his reach, and there was moments where they were brawl. But like you said, unfortunately, he was in the corner, and I was yelling, "Hey, get away from the corner!" And he connected 3 straight
He
right
did.
hands,
He did.
and on the 3rd one, Javonte caught on, and then that's when he slipped, hit him with that uppercut, and it was lights out for Leo.
I feel, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel that Leo jumped into the war position a little too early into the fight. I feel if maybe perhaps he would have concentrated a little bit more on that body game and just cut the body down. I think it might have cut his strength a little bit down as well towards the later rounds. But Leo's Leo, bro.
Leo, yeah,
Leo's Leo. He's not good.
told
He's
you, hey
not
man,
one of those dudes
I'm
like that.
wrong. I'm not gonna go in there like I'm gonna make it a war.
Yeah,
So
he's
he's
always
all
been
about the
that dude.
fans, dude. He's all about the fans. I want to give the fans a great show, and
Right.
that's his main concern is like keeping the fans happy.
And you gotta respect that. But at some point, before his career is over, he's gotta take one of these big fights and actually stick to the game plan where
Yeah.
I'm not gonna force the issue until maybe like the 8th round, 9th round. But the first 5, the first 6, I'm just gonna work the body, stick the game plan. But I mean, Leo's Leo.
Yeah.
Leo. Leo is not gonna be one of those dudes that just you know he's not gonna be a Mayweather.
Nah.
He's not,
No, he's not.
never.
Javonte,
And
honestly, like I said, Javonte, right now, um, I don't at 135. I do not see him. I see him probably top 5, but I mean, you have Lopez that just beat Lomachenko.
right.
You have Devin Haney in there. You have Ryan Garcia. You have a whole the 135 division is stacked right now. Like I said, he has power. He has speed. Don't get me wrong. He's good, but does he have the speed and power of Lopez? Does he have the speed and power of David Haney?
And
So
who
it's
do you
just
think is next? Who do you think is next for Javante?
um, gosh, I would like to see him, but you know how boxing is.
Yeah.
You have a big fight, and then you fight 3 other fighters getting ready for another big fight. So, um, I hopefully, there's been a lot of talks. Man, this goes back years, probably 3 years. Him and Ryan Garcia always going back and forth on Twitter,
Right.
always talking, crap to each other. So why not make it happen?
I feel it's gonna be the same result.
Really?
I feel if he fights Ryan Garcia, it's gonna be the same result. I think
Ryan Garcia, he's quick. He's really quick.
Yeah, but does he have the power?
That's the thing. Like his knockout percentage is actually pretty good. So
Okay.
yeah, it's really good.
Okay.
But then again, he hasn't really fought anybody.
Right. And he's got that questionable win
Exactly.
when he gave him his belt.
But then again, that was Javonte's question. It's like, oh, who has he fought? Who has he beaten?
Right.
So,
right.
I mean, yeah, he knocked out Leo, but Leo's his natural weight is 126. He's a featherweight.
Right.
And he went up, like max is 130 where he was at. But then how would he step up? Like he fought Devin Haney's fighting Gamboa next. We know that.
Yeah. Which should be a good fight. That's this Saturday too. Right?
And then Javonte Davis is he actually fought Gamboa and he knocked him out in the 12, but he kind of struggled with him, even though Gamboa had a torn fight. And he's so we just have to see how we like if Devin Haney wins, which I'm pretty sure he is going to win against Gamboa, and then what Lopez wants to do next. So there's a lot of possibilities in the 135 for great fights. So
what do you think about? Do you think at some point Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney throw hooks?
Well, they have
I know they have that beef going on on social media, but I mean it's always like Devin Haney hits him up and Ryan Garcia always puts up some wait your turn or something like that. So
at this point, we just got to clear with the boxing politics and see what they decide to do. But
before we move on from this boxing and back onto football, the press conference between Roy Jones Jr. and Mike Tyson. Did you guys see that? And if you did, what did you guys think about it?
I did not see the press conference, but I know Mike Tyson's he's going in there to murder someone.
He's going in there to disable Roy Jones Jr. Whatever that means, man.
He looks in great shape.
I mean, Mike is scary shape right now, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like a pit bull that you never took off the weights off of him. You let him run around with the weights on the whole time. And now that he's getting a little older, you're like, all right, let's take him off. Yeah. And it's just like this big old massive chunk of meat with 4 legs.
Yeah.
That's Mike Tyson right there, bro. It's crazy. But, if you check them out, guys, this weekend, Devin Haney on DAZN. Can't miss these fights, man. They are putting on a show. And we didn't even go through Inoue's fight. That was also a excellent fight by Inoue. And that dude is scary.
They don't call him the monster for no reason.
Exactly, bro. He is scary.
But now,
go ahead.
I said keep an eye out for him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Inoue he's a beast. Matt, if you're not on this boxing tip, man, you got to get on it, brother. They are, since the pandemic started, I truly believe that boxing has put on some great fights. And we actually are lucky because we got to see fighters that we usually wouldn't see in like prime time. We got to see them in prime time, and they're shining, man. So boxing, I know a lot of people, common folks say like, oh, boxing's in trouble. After seeing this the last couple of months here during this pandemic and the shows they've been putting on, boxing's future is in good hands again, man. It's going good. But moving on, we move on to this Monday night game that we just finished up right now between Tampa Bay and the New York Giants. And Tampa Bay getting out of it with a 2-point win. Matt, take us through the game, bro. What did you think?
Yeah, so I mean, it was shocking to see like how late into the game the Giants were up, where it was like, wait, what is happening with the Bucks offense? But then like one other thing that's like I mean, I wouldn't call it super controversial. Like, I know that's what Dylan put in the. But I'm sorry, I did not see a PI. Like, I did not see a PI. But yeah, so at least the PI that Dylan is referencing to. There we go, quote unquote.
Quote unquote. That sounds better.
But yeah, so I mean, it was the Giants were shockingly went downfield. I mean, you guys can't see it, but I'm not receiving a nice note from Dylan and
our producer's upset right now.
Yeah. Well, I'll take it. I'll take it.
Quit upsetting our producer, Matt. What the hell?
Hate fuels me. Yeah, I mean, it was so Giants were able to go down and score. They were down by 8, so they needed a 2-point conversion. And it was just one of those things where the timing wasn't right. Daniel Jones threw the ball too late. Deion Lewis was expecting it too early, and Winfield caught up to him, and it just didn't seem like that crazy. But I mean, it really okay. Honestly, I hate to say it, but the Giants are so bad. This is a moral victory. You played one of the best teams in the AFC or NFC really well. I don't see that this you guys are already losing every game. You're playing for a draft pick spot, so I don't really see how this was bad.
Right. Well, I mean, I don't know. You guys know how I am. I don't believe in that moral victory stuff, but I can see them taking it as a positive to where we were in it till the last play, and maybe they can build off something like that. But I mean, damn well they're in that locker room right now, pissed off because they had them. They could have sent that game to overtime, and who knows? Yeah. I mean, Tom Brady, the way he's playing, he probably would have just driven down the field and either scored a touchdown or scored a field goal. And that defense was, even though they weren't on their game tonight. They
that was surprising. I mean,
they can turn it on though. That's the thing with them is that they're not they weren't on point today, but they're like a light switch. This defense is really good. It's coached up well. This team is coached up well, and Todd Bowles he's doing a heck of a job with that defense. What do you guys think?
I'm gonna let Rafa.
I didn't get to see the game, but I did. I kind of wanted to see. How they say they were talking about that Tom Brady, Bill Belichick type thing. Is Bill Belichick, without Tom Brady, was Tom Brady the main piece? You get me? And you can clearly see that he's balling out in Tampa Bay.
Yeah, but come on.
Not as but you look at the records. It's okay, right. Was Tom Brady really, the one that was succeeding, in New England? Well, you see Belichick. He has Cam Newton. I mean, no comparison to Tom Brady, but
can't look. I don't mean to cut you off, but let's keep it real. New England has nothing right now.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Has absolutely. If New England had the same type of team that Tampa Bay is, then we could have this talk about who's better or who has more success. But when you're Tom Brady and you have he didn't have him tonight, but starting next week he has Antonio Brown, Mike Evans, Godwin, and Fournette and Rojo.
Yeah, he did recruit everybody. So
I mean, he's got the crew in Tampa Bay, and this dude over here is playing with who I thought was a law firm in Jacoby and Myers. What? Who are these guys? These guys are nobody. And then the defense is half of them have COVID. The other half of the defense was we ain't playing this year. We're opting out. So I mean, it's not fair. It's not fair to say that Bill Belichick needs Tom Brady. Let's wait and see what happens next year. Who knows? Maybe they tank a little bit more than the Jets. The Jets go off on the streak, and New England continues losing, and Trevor Lawrence comes into play. Who knows at this point? But moving on from this game, we move on, of course, to Let's tap into the Charger game, and of course we tapped in a little bit earlier, but that What they give up 24-point lead. Going into half, I believe they were up 24-10 or 24-3 or something like that.
3.
And they came back in the second half and I mean I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how to explain that.
Yeah, I mean, like the part that was kind of frustrating is like I was seeing what Keenan Allen said after the game, and Keenan Allen said like, it's on us to get better or something along the lines of that. But it's like, no, you're not the problem. Like the problem is the defense.
Right.
Like Keenan Allen has been one of the best receivers in the NFL past 5 years. So that was like kind of sad to see where it's like, no, you have to fix one side of the ball. And as far as like Herbert goes, he's been great. But there are times where you could see, like, when he does get the time to throw, he definitely forces something.
Right.
So there are like some rookie mistakes being made, but there's not like obviously when there's nothing there trying to force something, that's completely typical of a rookie. But as far as it goes heading forward, like, I mean, that's what I want to see is like, what is the difference on defense? Like, was Desmond King somebody that was toxic and somebody where they were just not able to get things going with?
Well, apparently he wanted to be the number one cornerback, right? The number one option on cornerback, but they have Chris Harris, and Chris Harris is leaps and bounds better than King, so they had Harris playing the number one. Harris goes down, I believe last week he went down or 2 weeks ago, and they started implementing King back into it, but he was sharing snaps, and from what I read, he wasn't too happy about that. So he's been asking, like, he was venting, and apparently they just said, "All right, you know what, you're out, get out of here." Which
Like team protocols.
Yeah, I mean, good for him though. He got out of a messed up situation, and he's on a better team now. So
yeah, now it's time for Rams.
Yeah.
And we're not a good Sunday was not great. You had the 10 o'clock with the Rams, and then you had the 1 o'clock with the Chargers. So it was a bad 6 hours for LA football.
I should have included my idiot of the week. I should have included Sean McVay in there as well. What I mean, I'm trying not to cuss, bro. I'm really trying not to cuss here, but Jesus Christ, how many times are you gonna? How many times are you going to go look for water in a hole and not find any, and continue to just look and look and look? He kept running the same damn play, and the defense was like, "You're running it again, all right? Here, we're gonna shoot it again." They kept running a zero blitz on the Rams every single time they lined up for a pass. They knew when they were going to pass. They had it timed already. Brian Flores did this to us in the Super Bowl when he was a defensive coordinator for the Patriots. He did this same exact thing. And you would think that Sean McVay, being the coach that he is, he'd get it together and he would realize, like, okay, they're attacking me like this. I got to start running because we are running it down their throats, but we can't pass. But they couldn't. I don't know why he kept pressing the action. I don't know why he kept calling those plays, but I mean, it was just frustrating to see. It was like, what are you doing? Why do you keep running these plays? And the other thing too is, can we get Cam Akers a ball? I mean, the kid touches the ball and he just breaks off these runs, and then they use him for like 2 or 3 plays, and you don't see the kid anymore for like 2 quarters. I mean, can we get Cam Akers a ball, please? I get Darrell Henderson is balling out. He's playing real well. And Malcolm Brown, they're trying to get him back into the conversation and everything. But can we get this done right? We were 5-2. We're right there in the NFC West, and we're basically giving it away to Arizona. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Well, I'm not a Rams fan, but I did see some of the games. I was some of the game, and I did see Jared Goff. His throws were a little bit off. Not a little bit. His throws were.
He had a horrible game. Terrible.
Yeah.
Like I didn't see him get into the groove, and it's hard to get into the groove when you're getting sacked and fumbled, intercepted.
That's on the coach. That's not on. I mean, yeah, Jared Goff should be doing those checkdowns. I'm jumping the gun a little bit. That falls a little bit on Goff as well, but that's a lot of it is on the coach. Like, why are you calling the same damn play? I don't get it. It was frustrating, and right now I literally want to throw this damn computer to the wall because it's frustrating just to go back and think about that. Like, it was just bad. And for all the people that are saying out there, oh, it was Tua time. He threw for 89 yards. Get out of here. Like, I don't want to hear about two of this and two of that. What I'm really, really, really happy with is my defense. Who I actually thought our defense was going to be the weak link because of the way we kind of played last year towards the end of the season. It was our defense was lacking and everything. So I really thought our defense was gonna be, our weak link. But my God, they're our strength. They really are our strength. And our offense just that offensive line is actually doing a pretty good job. It's just Goff needs to make better decisions. And for the love of God, McVay, for the love of God, mix up the play calls. Brian Flores had it down to run, pass, run, pass, run, pass. He had it so figured out. He knew exactly what we were calling. So,
yeah. I mean, the way I see the game was that, like, I understand some of the frustrations where it just seems like McVay's never picking anything up, but at the same time, like, Goff wasn't picking up any of the blitzes that were like coming at him. Like there was a bunch of blitzes coming up the middle. Like, part of that has to be Jared Goff seeing that. And the other part is, like, the whole game was that second quarter. Like, going into that quarter, it was 7-7, and then after that, the Dolphins didn't score again. So within that quarter, you had the two fumbles, and then you have the special teams play. Like, that was it. You had the fumble return from Van Ginkel, and then you have Jakeem Grant running it back for like 88 yards for a touchdown, and you're like, oh, this is it. And then you have Goff throwing interceptions, and so when you have two interceptions, have two fumbles, like, how do you expect to win? But right side, we have Aaron Donald. He's a god. I've never seen a defensive line dominate like him.
That guy's a beast, bro. I mean, honestly, it's him, and then and Rafa knows how much I hate the 49ers, but it's him, and then maybe like a couple spots under him at number 2, because it would be Aaron Donald 1A, 1B, and 1C, and then 1D is Nick Bosa, man. That dude is, I mean, he's hurt, but the kid can ball, dude. And the NFC man happy though was that 49er loss. Ooh, I'm happy about that.
Yeah, man, the NFC West is gonna be there's gonna be a chance that all 4 teams make it, since that extra spot's been added to the playoffs. Who knows? Just like chance. But
that'd be something, right? For the first time ever, a whole division gets all their teams in. That'd be something.
Yeah, but honestly, the only team I see consistent in that division is Seattle. You have Arizona that loses to Detroit, but then beats Seattle. You have the Niners that lose to, I don't know who we lost to, but then Miami
got killed by Miami.
Yeah, we get destroyed by Miami, and then we beat the Rams. So
I mean,
it's just inconsistent, and the only team that I really see being consistent is the Seahawks. So
I mean, the Seahawks lost to the Cardinals. That's what I'm saying. So it's like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, when it comes to like consistency, where it's like, oh, okay, like, let me play an okay team and lose, and let me play a really good team and win. So it's like,
So luckily for us, the Rams have a week off, so
or not luckily, they have 2 weeks to think about how bad they were. Just Jared Goff might.
Well, they better get it together, bro. Because
you guys don't have to worry about the Niners anymore, dude. Because Garoppolo's out and Kittle he's done for this.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, the 49ers this year, they get a pass because they're just dropping like flies every left and right. But I mean, the Rams, they better figure it out in this bye week, because it gets harder from here. It's 2 against the Seahawks, it's another one against the Cardinals, and another one against the 49ers, plus the rest of the teams that we're playing. So it only gets difficult from here. So with that being said, it's our time to sign off. For Matt Weiner and Rafa, I'm Dorian. This has been the Hot Corner. Take care.
Later.
Let's see.